Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video and I'm working on some photos from Dublin. I have 6x8 pocket pages here. This is a little bit different of a layout because this side actually is going to utilize this brochure. There was an exhibit all about Yeats at the National Library of Ireland. I knew before I went that I wanted to see it, so I made sure that it was one of my first stops once I landed in Dublin. And I want to utilize everything that's on the inside. At first I thought, oh, maybe I could tear out a couple pages and just drop it in here. No, I looked through it and I want everything that's in there because I love Yeats. So I'm going to use the back, and I think I want to place these photos on the back, but I'm not quite sure how exactly I'm going to do that. If maybe I only do a half a sheet of paper to cover this, a full sheet. The color kind of works with what's here, so not totally sure yet about that. And then on this side, also not completely sure about this because I have these two 3x4 photos and then this one, but this is inside, so I want it to come after these because these are on the outside. The only way for me really to do that would be to have a flip here, and I just don't know that I want to add that extra. So I'm just not sure. I could potentially cut this in half and have it overlap these two pockets up here, and then find a 4x6 and put this at the bottom and eliminate this photo. But I love that it says library. So I'm torn with all of these. I could maybe cut something down and try to fit in 3 over here. I don't know. But this is at least what I'm starting with today. I do want to point out that I actually have picked out one embellishment too. I want to use this because I love what it says. It fits a library theme, I think, being curious about things. And then I love that it has the right color right here. So I definitely want to work it in. I'm just not sure where. I also noticed that this background works with the color in the floor, which I also love. So I have that in there. If I had to guess, I would say it would go on this side just to balance out the color in the floor. But again, that's as far as I've gotten. I have no idea how I'm going to throw this all together in the end. I have pulled out some papers to help me make a decision for how I'm going to do the back of this brochure. So I'm actually going to move these here. In my bin of stuff that I have for Dublin and Wales, I pulled out these 3 things. I don't remember putting this in there, but it's a 3x8 pocket card. This looks like it was probably from Citrus Twist, I'm guessing. Sorry if you can hear people yelling upstairs. My husband and my boys are playing Minecraft, and apparently it's really exciting today. Anyway, I love the color, and I can't remember if I put this in there because I knew it would match with this. I'm not sure, but I like the way it looks. So I could do this right here, just cut this down to 3x4 and use it there, and that might work. I also have this piece of 6x12. I don't remember where I had this, but it feels like Europe to me. So I'm guessing that's why I put it in here. Again, a little bit of a color match. Now, that would potentially get completely covered up though with the photos that I want to use. But if I only covered half with this section, it kind of blends with the floor and parts of the outside of the building. So I'm wondering if I can get away with that and just cover partial, and then the rest of this, I can cover those up with just one photo, and I'm kind of good to go there. And it still gives me room to work. But then I also have this. I think I put this one in there because I was thinking of the castles I saw in Wales, but I really like this side too. It's just very subtle, old script looking, and the color would be okay. It's not as good of a color match as the other one, but it's close. It's closer to the building. And because I was there for an exhibit about words, poetry, I thought this might be fitting. So I'm not quite sure how all this is going to come together, but these are my choices, and I just have to figure out how can I make them fit together. So I decided to use this paper. I cut off 4.5 inches, which got me right to the top of the doorway here, so I could still potentially use this for something else if I wanted to. But I have this piece. I did discover, I thought this was perfectly size to go together. It's not. The paper is slightly too long just here on this side, so I will have to cut that down to be just under 6 inches, which is fine. But I think I'm going to place it just like that way there's a little bit peeking out if I want, and then I still can cover up this, which I don't want. All right, when I was looking at this, trying to figure out how I could possibly get maybe 3 photos on here, I decided to trim them all down to some respect, so none of them ended up still being 3x4. And this one I trimmed quite a bit because really there was just dead space down here. It didn't add anything to the photo. So this almost square piece really shows off what I want to be seen there. So I think that's better use of that photo anyway. But I think this is how I'm going to place it. And that way you can still see some of the lovely blue peeking out there. You still get 3 photos. And then I have this empty space up here that I can embellish in some way. And it works out because then these spots will be opposite each other. So I can embellish there. I can find a 4x6, or I can still cut down this to fit next to it that will be 3x4, and then I can embellish there. I have adhered all of these photos to the back there, so that's going to have to stay that way now, whether I like it or not. I do like it, but it's not moving. I cut this in half, and let me tell you, it hurt a little bit to do that. The photo is so beautiful on its own, but it'll be fine once it's in the pockets. I do this a lot, so I'll get over it. So I have that, and then I did also decide to cut this down. So I have my 3x4 piece, and then this is what's left, and I can actually use this as its own card now, which is fantastic. So I'm really actually glad that they designed it that way. I think for this embellishment piece, I'm going to end up putting it right there, because down here it doesn't really go. I don't like the way that it looks with the color and the style and everything. So I think it's going to end up being up here, which is fine. And then I can still layer some other words or ephemera or other things in this space. I do think though that I need to bring in some of this darker blue because I have a little bit here, and then that's kind of it. So I need to work in that darker blue in the upper portion of these layouts. In my general stash of stuff, not in my travel stuff, but just general, I found this, which is the right blue. It's a little too big though. I think I'm going to use it right under here to bring in some blue, but then I'll have to trim it off. Actually, even more than that, maybe. Should I have it go right up flush to the photo or overlap a little bit? I'm not sure. I'll have to think about that. But in any case, no matter how I place it, I'm going to have to trim off a little bit, which is fine. So I need that, and then I can still work in some other elements below. So I cut this down to the length that I wanted, or width that I wanted, and then I put the date in there just because I didn't want to take the risk of screwing it up if it was already adhered down and then writing and making a boo-boo that I couldn't fix. So I did that now, and then I think I'm also going to stamp. I was going to write something in there, but I think now I want to stamp, and I have pulled out this set from Ellie's Studio, and I think I'm going to use the one that says important. And this is, I've had these a while, but this is the first time I've used any of the stamps. I have used the dies, but I'm pretty sure this is the first time I'm going to use the stamp, so I'll have to season that a little bit before I use it, but it'll be fine. There we go. I've done the stamping. It came out perfectly, so I'm super happy with that. I'm still going to look for further embellishments, and I think I want some black because there's lots of black happening here. I also want to cover up the, I don't even remember what that is. I think it was just a pillar or something on the side that I happened to catch the edge in my photo, but I don't want that in there. So I'm going to try to find something that I can overlap up here to get rid of that. And I could definitely bring in black here. I do also know I have a Kelly Perky stamp set, and one of the stamps says, I have this thing with floors. And I do. I love mosaic floors like this. So I'm wondering if I can somehow fit that in. I think it's too big for this, but maybe I could do it over here. I don't know. I'll grab the stamp and we'll see. I have found 2 stickers I think I want to use that have the blue in it that I like. I found this one that says places to visit, and I wasn't going to add anything down here, but I think I will because it would give me a visual triangle of blue. I'd have it here, here, and here, the royal blue that is. And then this sticker works as well because it's got the aqua turquoise color that's in all of this, plus black, which I was looking for, plus this kind of crafter brown color, which is around here too. So I think that one I will use here, which would still give me room to stamp, journal, whatever down here. And then this one will go over here. That really only leaves me to find something to cover up that spot right there. All right, I've pulled out some stuff from my bin, again, that was specific, or not, it doesn't say Ireland and Wales, but they were things I thought I might be able to use given what they said or what they featured. So I have this little bag of stuff, and I'm really thinking about using this one that says this morning. I don't know that it will cover up everything, but it'd be close, and it's so dark that maybe the edges that show wouldn't be noticeable. But I like the idea because this was the first technically it was the second thing I did, but the first, because it's so close. My plane actually landed about a half hour early, so I literally just like went to my hotel, dropped my bags, and then went out exploring. So by the time I got here, it was only like 10:30, I think, maybe 11. So it was still morning. Let's see here. If I do that, yeah, you're still gonna see. I wonder if, oh, wait. I had this little piece left from what I used over there. Could I somehow like do this? Would that be weird if it looked like that? You know what? I kind of like that. I didn't think I would because it's directly across from here, but when I see it there, I don't mind it. Now I don't really have a visual triangle, so to speak, because I've got 4 elements of blue, but I don't really care because I like the color. Yep, I'm going to use it. Well, it never fails that when I want a stamp that I know I have somewhere, I can't find it. I have them all organized, but it's not there. So I don't know if I lent it to somebody or I gave it away. I don't remember exactly what was on the rest of the set, but in any case, I can't find it. So I'll have to do something different. I decided to pull out some enamel dots that I have in different colors that would match here, just to kind of liven it up, add a little visual interest. So I think I'm going to, go around and add those. And these are actually not enamel dots, they're gems, they say. I can get them open. So they're a little bit different. They're sort of faceted on the sides. So I have those as well. But I'm just going to place those around and then see how I feel about it. All right, here we go. So I ended up using 3 of these little black and white striped hearts. It's a little hard to see on there, but they do have stripes on there. I have 1, 2, 3. Those are an old set from Felicity Jane. So if you're looking for those, no idea if they still sell them, but that's where I got them. And then I ended up using 1 of the white gems right there, and then just a black puffy dot that was also from the Felicity Jane set. And then since I couldn't find the stamp I wanted, I decided to use this one instead. Here for this because I was here for the exhibit, and let's be honest, I was also here for the floor. I had been to this building before when I was in Ireland. I knew it was there, so I definitely wanted to see it again. And that stamp was also actually from Kelly Perky. It's an older one. It's from 2020, early in the year, I think. So I used that, and now this is complete. So here's another one done for Dublin. Thanks for watching.